Good evening and welcome on game number 1, Absolute Legends versus mouz Sports, the International 2 group stages. I have to just, before anything else, mouz Sports versus Absolute Legends. mouz Sports, no bootcamp. They did not train because they thought they weren't playing. Absolute Legends with bootcamp. That's just one thing I wanted to point out. So we are here with a game. It's gonna be 2 games between these 2 teams. As you might know, there's 2 different groups for the entire international, with 8 teams in each group, and they're gonna play a sort of a league system. So everybody will play everybody twice. One time's on the Radiant side, one time on the Dire side, and at the end of when everybody has played that, we'll see who has won how many games, and the person with the most points, because you get a point for each win, gets to be the top 4 go to the winners bracket. Top 4 of each group stage. Each group. Wow. Yeah. So that is what these teams are fighting for, to go into the upper bracket. That is an advantage, because if you're in the lower bracket, one game could mean the end. Well, one matchup could mean the end for your adventure in the international. You want to be in the upper bracket, just so you have 2 chances for yourself to fight your way to the top, to fight your way to that finals, or maybe if you think you can't make it to the finals, at least to a top 8 spot, because the top 8 gets prizes, and even the 8th place gets $25,000. And that's quite a lot for an 8th place in a tournament. So, oh, we actually have Absolute Legends turn on. We saw this in the Cyborgman's blog, where the girl that speaks the voices actually has the voices spoken for all the teams in the international. They have their own sayings, like we just heard Absolute Legends turn to pick and stuff like that. So we have a draw going on. We so far have a Lycan ban out, a Darkseer and a Naga Siren for AL. We have mouz Sports banning out the Chen, LeShrek and Nature's Prophet. So banning out, pushing and pushing. Yes, I'm a bit nervous because it's a big match. So a lot of pushing power banned out, and they pick up the Broodmother as the first pick. Quite surprised by that. Well, we do normally see them banned out, but I was kind of expecting that Rubik to be on mouz Sports side, because we do love seeing him play, seeing Sing play that, to be exact. We saw mouz Sports yesterday in all 3 games versus World Elite. Sing was playing Rubik. So they give it to Absolute Legends this time. So not as I expected, but Lone Druid and Rubik picked up by Absolute Legends. Solid picks. I mean, we have seen the impact of Rubik in games plenty of times before, and today will be no different. And with Lone Druid to back that up, to boot, yeah, you know, English. That is actually solid. I mean, have we seen Lone Druids lose a lot? No. We haven't, because he is just such a strong hero, and he can push, he can maintain his lane, and you won't really have to worry about him all that much until he gets his farm up. I mean, he won't die that easily, he's not an easily gankable target, and he can just continue farming that way until he has his items up on his bear. Venomance and Enchantress picked up by mouz Sports. And Sand King for Absolute Legends. I'm trying to decipher here, because of course this is the first game of the group stages, so we might see some pocket strategies, as they call them, but I don't really see anything specific out of the ordinary just yet. Of course they'll try to do that if they are going for out of the ordinary heroes, like a Pudge, for example, yesterday played by Kurokai on mouz Sports side. Then they will probably try to aim for that in a later stage of the draft, but so far not yet. We have an Antmate and a Tinker ban out. Let's see, for the Lone Druid as well as for the Broodmother, it's gonna be Broodmother and Lone Druid, both heroes that want to be left alone, that want to just farm. For Broodmother is to push the lane, for Lone Druid is just to farm. That will mean, for both teams, they need a setup, a lineup that can keep the attention of the opponent team with 4 heroes. So basically, in this case, it will be 4 versus 4. And well, with the Rubik you can do anything, so I'm just gonna leave that aside. We don't know if he's gonna be supporting, we don't know if he's gonna be solo laning. It's a Rubik. What else can you say about that? Sand King though. Sand King can make for those distractions. As soon as he's level 6, he can walk around through epicenters all over the place. Well, with a cooldown obviously. But he is one of those heroes that can definitely get the attention from the team away from that lone druid. Same thing goes for the Shadow Shaman in combination with an Enchantress and Venomancer. Wow. Okay, mouse sports, we know what you want to do. Hello, pushing power and more pushing power. But they banned out a lot of pushing power. I still have to say though, Invoker is still in the pool, which is a great anti-push. And right now, Absolute Legends, I mean, anti-push wise, they have a Rubik, he can anti-push, but they need a bit more. Maybe a Windrunner, maybe a Beastmaster. Heroes like that, and of course Invoker are great anti-push heroes. Turtle heroes, you can call them also. Because the way it's looking now, Mousesports is gonna look at some early towers. With Enchantress there, she is a hero, of course, a bit higher up on the chain of food. I don't know how that. What's the English word of that? Shame on me. Chain of command. Than the Chen pushing wise, because she can come out of the jungle a lot earlier than the Chen would with creeps, and is just able to put pressure on towers very early. And if there's gonna be a Broodmother there too, if she's on the lane with that Venomancer wards, that is just immense. And I'm not on Dota TV because I'm not an official caster. Only official casters are allowed in the game. I can't turn this out on. I'm casting via Dota TV, higher up the food chain. Thank you. So I don't have delay on my stream either, in case you were wondering why. I can answer you right when you ask the question. I'm just casting this from Dota TV. That's also why in-game, when the game starts, normally you have those pretty health bars up the top to help me see when there's a kill gonna happen. I won't have that. That would be quite tricky to deal with, but I won't have that. Crystal Main is gonna be the support for Absolute Legends, which makes us believe that Rubik is gonna be a solo lane, a bit more aggressive, not the full support anyway. They could still go for a tri-lane. They don't have a jungle hero yet. Enigma is still in the pool if they want that though. And then you can have a lone druid solo with Enigma in jungle, Rubik solo, and Sand King Crystal Main. Of course it's a bit odd lane. I'm kind of, yeah, it could work out. It could work out for sure. But yeah, Enigma's still in the pool if they want to have a jungle hero. And of course they have the Rubik themselves, so they don't have to worry about being casted, or countered there, sorry. Mousesports, last pick, they only have 20 seconds left into the bonus time, and it's gonna be Mirana. We'll see Black farming on that hero, as they just, it's some insurance, you can call it, because basically, you have, I mean, we see a lot of pushing power coming out from Mousesports, but you can't all put your eggs in one basket. You can't all go for pushing power. You need to have some sort of insurance, and Mirana is that insurance. She can be a carry. She can push also with her Starstorm, of course, and it is a Storm Spirit for Absolute Legends. They figured, you know what, we have to keep Mousesports busy while they try to push us, and while our lone druid is farming, and we're gonna do that with the Storm Spirit. And like I said with the Sand King, as soon as he's level 6, he's gonna try to get some kills with an Epicenter Storm Spirit when he's level 6. We're gonna see him all over the map, and he is gonna try to make Mousesport's life miserable by just being everywhere all the time and killing off the heroes. And I just realized that I just have to... Thank you. Oh, misclick. There we go. Because obviously it's a spectator. So no health bars on the top. That's the difference that you will see. Let's go over Absolute Legends first. See who's playing what. We have Shaitan playing the Sand King for Absolute Legends on the Dire side. We have Godot on the Rubik. We have Snoopy on the Crystal Main. We have Musica on the Storm Spirit. And last but not least is Bleak, and he is going to be on his Lone Druid. And everybody's going towards the top lane from Absolute Legends because they think there's a party there. But I think Mouseport didn't get the memo because they're all going bottom. Where we have Venomancer played by 1437 on the Radiant side for Mousesports. He's going to be supporting on that one. Sing Sing is going to be on the Shadow Shaman. Could be potentially mid. I mean, we've seen Sing Sing playing a lot of different types of heroes lately, both support and aggressive solo mid. And Shadow Shaman is a hero that we have seen him play more often lately, and he has been doing a good job with that too. As an aggressive solo mid, that is. So I'm hoping that he is going to do that, because that is just very enjoyable to watch. We have Bamboo on his signature Broodmother. Kurokai is going to be on his Enchantress. And I believe now, last but not least, is of course Black on his Mirana. We were expecting that one because, you know, that's Otherwise, what hero would you give black? He needs something to farm on. And it's gonna be Mirana, bottom lane. Could be solo laning, but is not gonna do so. It looks like Venomancer is gonna be there to support him with Enchantress in the jungle, Shadow Shaman solo mid, and we're gonna have the top lane for a Bamboo who's gonna be there on his Broodmother. Already picked up the recipe for the Soul Ring, and is gonna hope to have that up there fairly soon so he can spam a lot on this Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is a hero that can go up versus a Broodmother solo, because at level 2 he's a Remnant, level 2 Remnant, so he has to be level 3 for that. The Remnant will kill off the Spiderlings, but it looks like he's gonna be supported. Snoopy, oh, they want to go for this, or do they? It's just harassment though, being forced out of range of experience, forcing Bamboo to place another web soon. And until he can do that, he is not gonna be very safe here, or at least he's not gonna feel very safe here, because he knows there's a ward there now. But yeah, Crystal Main is going to help support here, probably until Musica has some solid levels. So here's the stats, by the way, you want to have those. This could turn into a first blood very soon if Rubik is going to come there as well. Rubik, who is going to be a support in this case, going to be played by Godot. He is going to be, well, in the jungle I was going to say, but he is just pulling the lane back, because that's what he does, denying more experience to this Broodmother, who is still looking for places to place webs. I mean, her second web is there just to get some extra movement speed. If they do go on her, he's gonna have that extra speed. Oh, we saw Musica moving towards the Broodmother. I'm just sticking on this lane because this could be first blood very easily, and since I don't have the health bars on top, it's gonna be very difficult for me to see where that's actually gonna happen. Of course, we have the mid lane with the Shadow Shaman versus the Lone Druid. I think both of these should be fine, unless there's gonna be Lucky and Tangle on Sing Sing, in which case he is very squishy. But I think for now he is gonna be okay. On the bottom lane we have a well, semi-tri-lane with Enchantress there as well, but at least for now a dual lane with Venomancer helping out the Enchantress, so giving black all the experience on the lane. And he was up versus the Sand King, who was by himself. Sand King probably was hoping to be up versus the Broodmother. But you know, he's not, so he's gonna be on his way towards the top lane, I would reckon, and there's gonna be a TP from the Storm when he does. So Storm, who's level 3, who's doing okay on the last hits. I mean, he's having free farm here. And the next web, new web being placed, and he is safe there, Bamboo, but there's still a sentry ward up on the Crystal Main, and he knows that. He is very much aware of that. Oh, mid lane, hello, Gale hits on Bleak, Ether Shock as well. I don't think he's gonna be able to get away from this one. Venomancer on the front, here comes the creeps from the Enchantress, and those actually get the first blood, and get the kill on Bleak, on his Lone Druid. Well, I thought he was gonna be safe, obviously. If you got two heroes coming off to help gank him, then he is not gonna be safe. Who is also not gonna be safe is Bamboo, Telekinesis and Vortex, and Rubik getting the last hit on that one shortly after. So 1 versus 1. Of course, Mousesports being slightly faster with that kill, so getting the first blood money on their side, which is of course something very good, but still very even, as was to be expected, because I don't think the laning phase looked pretty even, I believe. So the difference between the two teams will come only later on, when there's level 6 up on the Heroes of Absolute Legends, and when Mousesports starts to really put pressure on, because that is going to be the strength of Mouse in this game. Pressure on towers, hopefully enough pressure so that Bamboo will be left alone on his lane, and will be able to push his own towers. And for Absolute Legends, it's just those level 6. They need those before able to do something with that pressure that's going to be applied. They can't really push all that hard without the Lone Druid though, and they will probably leave the Lone Druid alone for a very long time until he has that that Radiance, which is probably going to go for on his bear. But until then, we can't really take it into consideration, just like the Broodmother. But the difference is Mousesports is actually going to use the Broodmother in the split push, while the Lone Druid, maybe he'll try to split push, but that's a bit dangerous for him to do so. I mean, that means that he is going to be at a tower of his enemies. Obviously, that is a good TP point to be. And he can't really walk away all that fast, especially not if there's going to be a Gale and a slow, because there's a lot of disables coming up for Mousesports. Not only with the Gale from Venomancer being a very high level stun, and with a very high level stun, I mean like one of the fastest slows, slowest slows, best slows. For the people asking, by the way, there is a spectator chat that you can disable, and there, so that's the case. But yeah, they don't only have slows, they have an arrow from Mirana, which is pretty solid considering there's a lot of other disables for black to use to land that arrow properly. Because there's also a Shadow Shaman, he has a Shackle and a Hex. We have an Enchantress slow, and well, that is actually it, but Shadow Shaman, Enchantress, there are a lot of slows and disables, and that is that's just something of Mouseport that Mouseport have that they can make good use of. Of course, there's a Vortex, Telekinesis as well, and a Burrow Strike and a Frostbite, so a lot of disable from Absolute Legends as well. But in those encounters, I am not sure how they're gonna do that when it actually starts pulling. And there goes the kill. Major dive in the middle lane. Missed that one. Lone Druid going down once again, and Crystal Main TPing in at the wrong time. Snoopy gets turned into a chicken, but is already dead. Dropped the floor. Went on the floor. Wow, my English is really terrible today. I'm very sorry for that. Lone Druid and Crystal Main TP in. I'm a bit surprised she actually did that. That was a bit sad. And here comes Bleak again, gonna continue his farm. Because of course you can shut down Bleaky, you can stop him from farming for a while, but he will get his farm. It is just how fast it's gonna be. I see someone say missed a kill again. That was actually the first kill I missed. 10 gold more, and then we'll see Musica doing something. Okay, now I missed that kill. We have Rubik going down around the middle lane. Can't I draw on the map? No, I can't draw on the map as an observer. That's sad. With Shadow Shaman's Haste Rune helping out there, doing his job. He's got his mana boots, he is a happy Shadow Shaman. Lots of last hits up on him, 38 for 9, as we have Bleak. I mean, he's 17 before, he's really not farming all too fast, but it will come, no rush there. He's getting his levels, level 6. It's not that bad just yet, but Mousesports does look to be in the lead, and if we look at that, it is a major lead at that. 4k in favor of Mousesports. And also, something that has to be taken into consideration. Kurkai, he is farming in the jungle. Gale hits. Nope, doesn't hit. Kurkai is farming in the jungle on this Enchantress, and there is no jungle hero for the Dire side. There is just lanings and tri-lanes, so they missed that extra golden experience in the jungle. Of course, we saw Rubik farming some in the jungle with the creeps, but it's not as much as an Enchantress we get in the jungle anyway. So that's an advantage that Mousesports has, as well as having solid lanes, because Mirana has been able to get free farm, or almost free farm. She is highest on the last hit so far, with the Shadow Shaman having a good time in the mid lane, having the 2 last hits on kills as well, on 2 out of the 4 kills, so doing a great job there as well. And Broodmother, I mean, okay, this is the only lane where Mousesports is slightly at a disadvantage, and Storm Spirit is getting a lot of farm, so this is someone we should watch out for, especially now that he's level 6. But for now, he feels like he has okay farm, so he's not gonna try to look for kills all too much. Look for ganks all too much. Maybe they'll try to get a kill on Bamboo and try to push slightly, but they don't really have a lineup for pushing, so they probably won't do that. But he also knows that as soon as he leaves his lane, Bamboo is gonna abuse that fact and is gonna push down the tower. So when he leaves his lane, is he gonna do that? Is he gonna TP or is he just gonna hide? Not sure. But when he leaves his lane, we'll probably, hopefully, seeing Sand King moving towards the top lane to help out there and pick up the farm that Storm Spirit leaves behind, and of course help push back the Broodmother. And I see smoke up, as you also see. Rubik and Sand King. They're not going to be able to find Sing Sing though. He's playing it very careful. He's just going to get some creeps in the jungle, knowing that heroes are missing from the map, and that is not a good thing for them to have. Sentry wards up on the Crystal Maiden. It looks like they might want to go for this his Broodmother, who's going to send his Spiderlings to the Crystal Maiden, who actually TPs to the tier 1 tower. Wow. Dedication. But otherwise she would be forced all the way back, and it's just not worth it. The Vortex in. Ball lightning in. Frostbite there as well. And that's the end of Bamboo. And in the meantime, also dropped was Sing Sing. So 2 kills done for Absolute Legends. Sing Sing dying in the mid lane, and it was Bleak that got the last hit on that. So getting some momentum back on this middle lane for Absolute Legends, as they now still slightly behind in mid lane on if you look at lane versus lane, but top lane definitely in favor of them, especially now with that extra kill on Bamboo on this top lane. Sorry, I saw something happening on the mid lane, but you know, I was expecting Bamboo to also be taking a gank, so that's why I didn't move there. Can't catch them all. Wow, Pokemons, yes I know. In the meantime, we have Mirana. She picked up a Hand of Midas. Ring of Aquila ready as well. She's just doing very good. I mean, this is the same kind of ticking time bomb as the Storm Spirit is. They are just farming, they're not leaving their lanes yet. The only difference is, of course, Storm was able to get a kill there and an assist on the top lane, while Black has just not left, and there's nobody came to gank or to help him gank there either. But it's just still farming. I mean, she's still, look at her last hits, his last hits, 69, 68. It's a lot of farm for him. Level 9 on the Shadow Shaman. I am quite surprised that Mousesports, with their fairly heavy pushing lineup, to be fair, I mean, really, we have a Shadow Shaman, Venomancer of Wards, Enchantress, Creeps, Gale on the Bear. Wow. Dedication. Gets resummoned. But I'm quite surprised that there's still not a single tier 1 tower dead. I think if Sing Sing would move towards the bottom lane, they might be able to get a fairly easy tower there. They're just putting their wards there. Well, of course, you could do that here too. Creeps from Enchantress helping out, Venomancer of Wards helping out. There's the fortification. Sing Sing still doesn't want to place his wards, or does he? Nope. Right clicks are enough. Not sure if the tower will go down here though. Here comes the Sand King. He has an epicenter. Is he gonna get a burst? Like, yes he is. He's gonna be moving back. Telekinesis. Sing Sing is gonna drop there. Ball lightning in. Vortex 1437. He will drop as well. Double kill for the Lone Druid. Kurokai Frostbite. Is he gonna go down as well? He's got his Nature's Attendants trying to heal him. Is it gonna be enough? It looks like it will be at least no triple kill for Bleak, but he got a double kill for that. Okay, I have to just say, this is definitely Bleak taking advantage over this mid lane. If we're still counting lanes, this is taking it back. In the meantime, top tower, bottom tower is getting denied, and top tower is getting. I draw on the map, but that's of course not possible in spectator mode. While the top tower is being attacked. I mean, we saw this. We knew this was going to happen as soon as Storm Spirit left his lane. Broodmother was thinking, you know what, this is my chance, and half of the tower HP gone. At first tower down. Of course it's a deny, but it's still a tower down on the side of Absolute Legends, and it's still a tower down for Mousesports. They get some gold from it. This tower is not in deny range just yet, but almost so, and I do think Mousesports is aware of that, so they will want to try to secure that kill before it gets even one right click and gets denied. But well, that will probably not be possible. It will be. Yeah, maybe, we'll see. For now it's not. 1437 level 6 is moving towards the bottom lane, where the tower is already gone, where Black is still farming. I'm wondering what they're aiming on doing here. Maybe they want to try to catch up the Sand King. Sand King, who has his epicenter already, but hasn't used it just yet. Arrow will hit Sand King. Gale, he is going to drop Mirana. Starstorm ending his life, and Godot has to back out there. Was thinking about coming in there to help the Sand King, but he was just too slow. Or I could say Sand King just went down way too fast. HP melting. Someone being turned into a piglet. It's the bear. There goes the tower. Shadow Shaman still getting the tower. Actually using his wards to do so. Using his ulti for that last 140 HP on the tower. He is giving some extra gold to the Lone Druid doing this though. I mean, as you see there, almost the same amount of gold as Creeps. So giving 3 last hits to the Lone Druid, which is not really ideal, but you get a tower in return, so that is always better. Broodmother, 1600 gold up on him. I'm quite curious to see what she's going to go for, if she's going to go for a Orchid or if she's going to go for Manta Style. We've seen it all before, or BKB even. We've seen it all before, all the orders of which people buy items on their Broodmother. I do think that is going to be a Yasha into Orchid, but I'm not sure. Wow! That was Broodmother, one spawn Spirelings, and Crystal Maiden drops. She was harassed by the Spirelings a lot. We have Lone Druid dropping in the middle lane with a Gale from the Venomancer helping out, and it was actually the Enchantress that got the last hit on that one. Shadow Shaman using up all his mana from that Shadow Shaman with a Blink Dagger. Like I said, I do like to watch an aggressive Shadow Shaman, and Blink Dagger BKB is a fairly standard build on the Shadow Shaman. I think he's gonna get a BKB soon. And yeah, I do like to see that happening. Shadow Shaman with the haste rune is not done just yet. He has got a full bottle due to that rune and might just want to go for that. Is he gonna blink? Burst strike? Yeah. No. For now he's gonna stay. In the meantime, Black still farming. Yeah. Most gold per minute. I mean, the top 2 is both on Mousesports side. Partly because, of course, they took the tower, but also because they just owned their lanes. Both Black owned his lane on bottom and middle lane. Last hits at least owned by the Shadow Shaman on Sing Sing. Of course he still died, and Bleak did get his disadvantage back again by getting some kills there. But it's still the last hit that give that gold per minute being up so high there for him. Storm Spirit on the top lane, he's been doing great of course too, but it's still 2 versus 1 lane, and if you count that combined with an Enchantress that was in the jungle the whole time for mousesports, of course she came out to gank. She's 2 for 0. She's been in 6 out of 7 kills so far, and she gets that extra golden experience in the jungle. That is just mousesports in favor. 5k, over 5k in favor on the experience graph. Gold graph 7.5k should not come as an all too much surprise, as we might see. I'm constantly switching back to this bottom lane because I'm kind of expecting Black to think, you know what, I'm done farming, I'm gonna go kill stuff. Keep being disappointed. No arrows. He's gonna go for Manta Style, by the way. Pretty standard item for a Mirana. As we see Musica getting some free Spiderlings. Crystal Maiden helping out with a Nova. Buy Spiderlings from Bamboo. That wasn't his intention. 1400 gold up on him. Did he buy something? We had 1600 gold before. Just bought something small, I guess. Maybe he's threads. Could be. And we have Venomancer as well, Shadow Shaman. I don't know if they're gonna try to go for this, if they want to get the tower, but Lone Druid is on his way here as well, so the bear will scout them out. And they actually back up. They smoke up though. They smoke up. The bear was checking if there was a Roshan attempt, which there wasn't. And I wonder where they're gonna go with the smoker. Are they gonna go on the top lane and try to kill off the last tier 1 tower still standing? That could be a target that is quite expected from mousesports for Absolute Legends. That is Absolute Legends thinking that mousesports going to do that because you know the other tier 1s are already dead. So what else to do? Kill off the last tier 1 tower. Bamboo is going to come in from the side. Snoopy is going to be very squishy here, and that is actually initiation on the Storm Spirit, who drops very fast. Snoopy will drop, and that is just 2 kills secured. Crystal Maiden is still able to kill off the Shadow Shaman, though Epicenter being channeled. Kurokai, Nature Tenants doing what they can, but the wards got stolen by Godot, and he will drop. Godot will drop Seal as well, though, with Rubik picking up the kill on the Enchantress. Venomancer on the way out, Lone Druid being here as well. Sing Sing back in there. There goes the Sand King. He dies. 1437. Can he stay alive here? Sing Sing trying to block the bear. Is it going to be in time? Is he going to get an entangle? No entangle just yet. There's a shackle on the Lone Druid himself, and the bear actually gets blinked back. Bleak has turned into a chicken, and will he drop here? Sing Sing is going to try to make it happen, and he does make it happen with Broodmother able to get the last hit, and 1437 alive in the midst of all of that, and the tower dropped during that action. Obviously, big fight, good counter gank from Absolute Legends, and they were able to kill off some of the heroes, but not all, and they actually lost the tower, so not worth it for them, even though that distraction did make it possible for Musica to get a kill on Mirana. That was the first time she died on this bottom lane, with probably Ball Lightning and Vortex. The lead wasn't there. There was probably telekinesis as well, with these two being very mobile, and with the disables that they have. So Mirana dropping for the first time. It's gonna be dead for a while, but then again, I mean, you know, you can't stop her farmers. You already got tons of farm. And that was actually also the first time that we saw an Epicenter being used, and good too. And I also like the Rubik that stole the wards from the Shadow Shaman. That's some good spells to ward, because to steal. Because if you look at the lineup for mousesports and think, you know what can we steal that is really useful? Tower dropping, Lone Druid picking up the gold. They can steal. The Gale is probably very useful. Some Mirana spells might be useful, but you know, there's no real big ultimates that you can steal apart from the Shadow Shaman's ward. So perfect steal there for the Rubik. One of the best spells that he could probably steal there, and lock Kurokai in with those wards as well, getting a perfect ward trap up on him. And Bamboo is back to farming. 3k gold up on him, still not bought anything. Kind of makes me think that he might want to go for BKB off the bat, because there are, like I said, there are a lot of disables coming out from Absolute Legends, and maybe he just wants to have that BKB so he doesn't have to worry about those when he actually starts to join team fights. And he will actually start to join team fights when he, well, like he just did. He just joined a team fight. What am I saying? Venomancer here is building towards the mechanism. He is, well, not too far off. Just needs the recipe. Is it just it's very happy Venomancer. I mean, he's some support, of course. He's not going to have that much items, but he's got mana boots. He's been in 8 out of the 12 kills so far. He's only died once. Almost got his mechanism. I have to say, this is a pretty good looking Venomancer. Enchantress is going to go for a Aghanim Scepter, which is an item that we see more often on an Enchantress, and it definitely fits Kurokai's playstyle, because he is a player that is he's playing an Enchantress in the jungle, and he is playing a hero that is sometimes played as a support, but Enchantress can be very aggressive as well. And if you watched the game yesterday from mouz Sports versus World Elite, we saw him playing a Pudge. He just wants to be aggressive. He wants to just attack stuff and kill stuff, and Enchantress can do that. It sounds maybe odd, but Enchantress is a very good hero to do that with Sand King. Gets turned into a chicken. Is he gonna drop? Sandstorm, he is alive for now. Burrow strikes down on the Shadow Shaman, who drops Bamboo. He is gonna be in a lot of trouble as well. World of trouble. One more right click, and it is Storm Spirit that picks up the kill, and Sand King was able to TP out. Storm is gonna TP out, and that is a gank initiated from mouz Sports. They thought they were 2-1, ended up being 2 for 2, and they both got killed off. That is a massive fight for Absolute Legends. A massive fight, meaning massive strike, I should say. Wasn't more like a slaughter. Not really all that much of a fight. Sand King, Sandstorm at exactly the right time, and Burrow striking both of them. He picked up a Blink Dagger with all that gold that he just got from those 2 kills, or 2 assists, I should say. Well, he got one of those, and the Storm Spirit got the other. And the Sentry Ward there helping out as well. Just got placed by them, by the way. He only was there for those 2 kills, and definitely worth placing a word for sure. And we have an Orchid completed by the Storm Spirit, and he is seemingly building for a BKB. I mean, I already went over the slows and disables that were there for mouz Sports, and as a Storm Spirit, disables are like your worst enemy. You want to be able to bounce around and do your damage and get your overload up every time. And if you're being shackled or being turned into a chicken, you can't do that. So good item to have, and it is basically the counter for the Shadow Shaman, of course. I mean, there's just so many disables coming out from him, and he is also going for a BKB, just to be able to spam out his disables when he actually can. So that is gonna be the case. We have also a Oblivion stuff up on the Broodmother, so she is also gonna go for an Orchid there, and almost has it complete. Just needs the recipe. Sorry, this area is like not visible on my map on my screen right now, because oh, now the sun went away, but because the sun is shining and it's blocking my view. It's very annoying. I need a studio or something. Oh. If only. Manta style complete on Marauder. It should have come as a surprise. I mean, the only reason I switch back to black every now and then is because he is just farming, and we can check out what items he has. He's not going to mingle in team fights anytime soon, unless the team fight gets brought to him. Which so far it hasn't really happened. There's been a gank, and he has been the target of a gank, a successful gank that is. But he is just doing that stuff. I was gonna say someone got turned into a chicken, and that was a creep. And then I was watching, what is Bamboo doing? Oh, he was waiting for his Orchid. Donkey just brought those. And here comes the Venomancer. He dropped by the Storm Spirit, who just bought lightning there. I mean, of course he got a Venomancer Poison Nova on him, but he will be fine with Bamboo having to back off again. He already popped his Unsatiable Hunger, but if he would have gone in there, I mean, 4 heroes here for Absolute Legends, that wouldn't been a very enjoyable encounter for him to deal with. But Venomancer picked off very fast by the Storm Spirit. 1 ball lightning in, and he can do that every time again. And we have another gank up, this time going for black. He has Leap on cooldown also, he can't do anything there. Gets Burrow Strike and Tangle, Fade Bolt, and pops his Mat Style, will be in time, and it will not be in time. Lone Druid picking up the kill, and that is just slightly also just lack of vision, and maybe he didn't really realize where all the heroes were on the map, because they were all missing, or most of them were missing. It looked like the rest of mouz was trying to make that gank an opportunity to push in on a tier 2 tower, but they weren't able to do so. It was just too close by, and Absolute Legends able to defend their tower successfully. Bleak, in the meantime, he has been happily farming. He has got a Maelstrom on his Spirit Bear, so no Radiance. We have seen this build more often lately. It's an American build. Aoi 2000, I believe, was the first one to do that, and it is just a build. I mean, it's just a solid item to have on your bear, and you can disassemble it later to make it into a solid cuirass or something like that. So a good item to have for sure. And able to make Lone Druid enter team fights and stuff like that earlier, to be of a lot more use earlier than with the Radiance also. Looks like Mouseport wants to continue pushing this. We have Bamboo actually rotating towards this this middle lane. Quite surprising. There is no webs on the top lane anymore either. Well, not on the lane itself, so they know that he is no longer there. Storm Spirit making use of that by farming for himself, and we have Crystal Maiden in some trouble here. Is there some form of extra speed? Oh, Crystal Maiden. Whoa, really? I thought. I really thought that was the Crystal Maiden of the other team. Why did I think that? It was probably the illusion that was walking around there for a second. What? My brain just made a weird connection in my head. Wow. Still recovering from that one. Move on. Nothing to see here. Shadow Shaman's back. It's kinda, I mean, he did very good in the early game. Was able to be aggressive and everything, but he kinda stagnated. He's died a couple more times. He's still not got his BKB. Pressure is going to be on tier 2 tower, forcing out some TP, so at least the tier 2 tower on their top lane will probably be safe, unless Lone Druid is not going to move, which by the looks of it, it seems like he doesn't. But I'm going to stick here, just in case Musica tries to do something. He finishes BKB. And he can just ball lightning in and go for an Enchantress or a Venomancer, so they will drop for sure. But the vision is there from the Enchantress creep, so he won't be able to do that just yet. In the meantime, tier 2 tower getting pressured here, fortification going on. Mouseport has to go in now, or otherwise, you know, Musica can just go in, pops his BKB, there goes Shadow Shaman first, Venomancer goes down, Blink, Burrow Strike, and it is Venomancer that drops, Broodmother drops, Storm Spear double kill, Kurokai drops, 2 for 4, and it is gonna be a fight heavily in favor of Absolute Legends. Blink joining in that team fight, was not able to kill off the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane anymore, but that was definitely worth it. And Storm Spirit able to do his job with that BKB ball lightning in. He was just able to secure those kills, and I mean, Shadow Shaman was dead before it even began. He couldn't do a single thing. I don't think he didn't even place his wards. And they're gonna get a Roshan as a reward for that team fight. And Bleak is actually swimming in gold right now. I put up net worth for a second. It's still Mirana though. I have to point out. I don't think Mirana was in that fight. Storm Spirit picking up the Aegis. Right person to have that on. Maybe she was Arrow. Oh, it hits on Musica, and this is gonna kill Musica, I think. Yeah, one more right click needed, and there goes the Aegis. Well, it doesn't kill him, but you know, the Aegis. That is the case there. So good fight and ball lightning away instantly as the Crystal Maiden gets silenced up. Get one spawn Spiderlings, but Bamboo can't really chase there. Too much disable around with the tower giving them all vision up on him. Of course, he will still be extra fast, but you know, you want to be invisible as a Broodmother if you want to be able to have an escape route. And do they want to go for this again? I doubt it. It wouldn't be really ideal. What did he steal? Ah, Nature's Attendance. Good one to steal. He's having that extra heal to help out his team. I mean, he's playing a support Rubik. That is one of the better spells he can steal. Apart from with the disables and stuff, and the wards from the Shaman, of course. Pressure is continuing. Spiderlings doing some damage there. And Black actually throwing down a couple of right clicks, slowly but steadily. Tower gets chipped away. There's still wards up for the Shadow Shaman, but do they want to continue being here? With the epicenter off cooldown again as well, and yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Shaitan is really looking for that opportunity to blink Burrow Strike epicenter, although he's now going to follow his team to come in from the side. They smoked up. Are they going to be able to get it though? We have the rest of Mouse backing off. Yeah, not gonna be able to do anything there unless... Well, tier 1 tower in the mid lane looks very squishy all of a sudden. Spawn lightning in, he wants to go for attacks. Enchantress, Burrow Strike, she is dead. Yeah, that is one down, 4 to go. In the meantime, Bleak is making sure this tower is getting killed off because it just melts under his eyes. The rest of Mouse backing off even further. They can't go anywhere. Ball lightning in from Musica doesn't scout out anything because the blink from Shadow Shaman was in time. The pressure continues though. Absolute Legends thinking, you know what? We got the advantage. We have the momentum, so we're gonna make good use of that, and we're gonna push down these towers very fast. And this is one thing that they can do. They can just send the Baron to the tower, which actually drops, and actually more gold for Bleak as well. He's got 4.4k gold. And they don't really need to put themselves in all too much danger. And, you know, by having that, the mouse was forced back and towers dropped. That's how it goes. So Mouseport's in a not all too nice position right now with the gold graph. I mean, they did very good early on. They had the lanes, they had everything basically. We see that in the gold graph. It went up very high, almost to 10k, and then now it just drops again. Towers are not even. It's one tower in favor of Absolute Legends right now. Kills are in favor of Absolute Legends. We still have Mirana that has not been in all too many fights. I mean, she's got a kill, she's died twice. She's got 2 kills, died twice, and she's just continuing farming. I'm still waiting for the time when he is gonna join in team fights. But yeah, it's not looking all too great. So I mean, experience graph, that will probably be very much more in favor of Absolute Legends. That's purely because of the fact that it is later kills give more experience. I say that a lot, don't I? I just realized that when I was gonna say it again. But it's true anyway. Kills that you do later on are on higher level heroes, so therefore give more experience. And that is why we see that experience graph dropping so steep. Venomman's using his wards to clear off some ancients, getting some extra golden experience up on him, because if we look at levels, and this is actually the best way of looking at levels, Venomman is his lowest level. He's level 11, even lower than the Crystal Maiden, which is not really something that you want to be, especially not since in theory, you are the one that should have more levels than the support, the 2 supports of Absolute Legends, because there is 2 supports on Absolute Legends side and only 1 support on the Radiant side, on Mouseport side. So, in theory, Mouseport should have slightly more experience, purely because they have the extra experience in the jungle. I hope that makes sense. I hope it does, so, yeah. So Venomman, he actually gets some extra experience now as well. He's level 12 now, same level as the Crystal Maiden, who is with his team on the way towards the top lane, towards the tier 2 tower. We have everybody of Mouse smoked up as well, and they are looking for them. We have Mirana picking up a Demon's Edge, is wanting to go for an MKB most likely. Good item to have if you're thinking you're gonna have trouble to push down into a base of the opponents. And this is probably one of the signature-ish thingies from Mousesports, coming in from behind. And we have Absolute Legends. They are, oh, there we go. It's gonna be Musica, it's gonna be initiated, but there goes Sing Sing. He is already down. Unstoppable. Mirana leaps away. Ball Lightning after that though. Black, is he gonna be able to stay alive? And following this, as Crystal Maiden takes out the Venomancer, Black in a lot of trouble. He can't leap away. Musica almost out of mana, and he goes back. In the meantime, who were not able to go back is the Broodmother, is the Enchantress, because this bear here was able to kill them all off. And it's only Mirana that stayed alive there. So I actually ended up following the only person that stayed alive. But it's probably the most important person for Mousesports right now. And Shadow Shaman is already back alive. I think he might have even bought back here. Yes, he did. He's gonna try to defend his tier 3 tower because that is needed. He might be able to still throw down his wards. He can if he wants to. He should. He should, because the barracks are looking very squishy. There's no fortification, and Sing Sing, he is nowhere close. He knows as soon as he comes around there will be a Ball Lightning in on him, and he will drop because the Vortex will be there. And that is Absolute Legends taking an absolute advantage by taking down the top barracks, and that was Mousesports a gank. They tried to gank it. They tried to initiate on the top lane, but that Storm Spirit BKB just ended that so quickly. Sing Sing still so far off from his BKB. Just now we saw that why he needs a BKB. And yes, I know that was bad pun. Thank you for pointing it out. But yeah, that's why he needs a BKB. He can't get picked off that fast. He is a very important hero in teamfights like that, purely for his disable, for his wards, more disable and more disable. But you know, as soon as he gets disabled once, he's dead. He is a very squishy hero. And Storm stalled him with his remnant, I believe. And the invisibility wore off. I mean, they already used the invisibility right here-ish, because they figured maybe Absolute Legends was about here, but Absolute Legends, they placed the ward here, and when they were here, Mirana's ultimate wore off, so they were able to be spotted, and they died. Mirana was not able to do any damage in there either, because she got initiated on after Sing Sing by the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit was, well, he chased around the Mirana for a while, so that is something that is probably a good thing, because he wasn't able to help out the rest of his team, but Lone Druid was able to finish the job for him. And yeah, I should have shown wanted to sheep, but the lightning strike fingers from Storm Spirit were faster. He popped his BKB. And it looks like Absolute Legends thinks, you know what, we got the bottom lane, top lane rather. Let's go for a next one, for a new one. Maybe they want to kill off this tower first. It's very low already, and if they do that, it would mean that they could just rotate to whichever barrack sets they want to, whichever they are gonna initiate on, after taking down another one. Purely because otherwise you will have this tower being unable to, well, you will be unable to attack the tower if this tower is still up, obviously. And they're sticking together. They're sticking with 5. With Sand King picking up a Gem of True Set for that Broodmother, he's gonna stay in the back, purely because he wants to burst like Blink Epicenter. Of course, a different order, but you know what I mean. There goes the tower. And Absolute Legends, they have the momentum. If they have a successful push here, one more push, and it will be a fight going towards Absolute Legends, and it will be a kill. Like, well, kill. I was gonna say GG, but a kill happens on the top lane. Sand King getting the last hit from that one. He TP'd together with the rest of his teammates when Broodmother tried to take down the tier 2 tower. They were really not wanting to lose this tower. I'm quite surprised they actually went for that rather than just continuing pushing, but very careful. Just playing it very secure. Of course they have to play it secure. It's a very important match. We're in the international group stages still, but you know, you want to you don't want to take any chances if you don't have to. And rightfully so. And just to remind you people, it's 2 matches between each team. One from the Dire side, one from the Radiant side. A point system per group. The top 4 teams, and you get a point for every win, the top 4 teams go into the winners bracket. The bottom 4 will go into the losers bracket. So nobody gets eliminated in the group stages. It just depends on lower bracket, upper bracket. And of course you want to be in that upper bracket, because you'll have 2 chances of proving yourself, opposed to just 1 chance if you're going to be in the losers bracket. I think most sports know that Roshan is being attempted here. Or is going to be attempted here, rather. It's almost up again. They smoked up. They have Mirana's ultimate again to do that. Arrow will scout it out. Not hitting anything though. Getting some vision. Almost hit on Snoopy. And Bolt Lightning in, he wants to go for this. Sing Sing is already dead. 1437 dies, still does his ultimate, but is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. Epicenter being used, Kurokai dropping, 3 down, 2 to go. Bamboo, Frostbite of Crystal Mains, no ultimate helping out Bamboo. Is he gonna stay alive? No, he is not. And that is it. Storm Spirit was able to chase down Mirana this time, and this time she went down here, and that is gonna be Roshan for Absolute Legends, and maybe even more, maybe even another set of barracks. GG Cold. GG Cold, 1 more fight was all it took. Absolute Legends taking the win of this first game. We'll see a game number 2 between these 2 teams, so don't go anywhere. We'll be waiting until the throne explodes, which should be shortly, and then we will see if Mousesports can take a point for themselves for this matchup as well. A very strong play from Absolute Legends. They were not very strong in the laning phase, but as soon as, like I said, as soon as those heroes reached level 6, they were able to get the attention from Mousesports, able to stop the push-ins from happening, and Lone Druid got big enough to play a pretty big role as well. And of course, Muska free farming on the top lane didn't really help. Oh, this is the throne exploding, by the way. Since I'm a spectator, I don't get ported to the throne itself, so... it's 2 games. It's not best out of 2. It's 2 games. It's a league system. So league system that will make sure that, you know, that... Yeah, you know what I mean. I just explained it. So let's jump ourselves into game number 2. I will explain it there again because for the VODs people want to know. I will explain it there again. We'll jump ourselves into game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more for you shortly.